Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and today we read Galatians 6 1 through 5. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let each one test his own work, and then his reason to boast will be in himself, and not in his neighbor. For each will have to bear his own load. So, what's this about, huh? Those who are in any transgression in the church, if somebody in the church is doing something that's wrong, the others, the leaders, and those who are aware of it should gently ease him back into the right path. This does not mean, beat him over the head with it and make a big deal about it, tell everybody under the sun. It means simply go to this person and say, you shouldn't be doing that. Let's get you back over here. You shouldn't be extorting $5 million a day from your company. You should be behaving properly with its money. So, $5 million a day, right? So this is Paul's advice to the Galatians. This is how to handle somebody who falls into an obvious and clear sin, let's just say. And so we're going to ease them back into the fellowship and into the right relationship with God and others and themselves, and into a right relationship with the whole church. And how we do that is gently, okay? We don't use we don't go after people like, aha, we saw what you did and you're done. And we go after people and say, well, come here, let's talk. Let's change things a little bit. Sometimes it's very hard to do. Sometimes people don't want to hear it when you tell them that something that they love to do is wrong. And sometimes people say, well, you can't talk to me like that. This is America. It's a free country. Well, it is America, and it is a free country. And yes, we can talk to you like that. You've come to the church voluntarily and want to be a part of it, so there's some rules and some standards, and this is how you're going to have to behave. Oh, but you're putting limits on my freedom. Yes, we are. That's one of the points that Paul wants to make, is we have to have limits on our freedoms in order to live together. It ought to be obvious. It ought to be easy. It's become so difficult in our society in particular. Everybody says, well, you can't tell me what to do. Oh, okay, fine. Do what you want, but don't hurt anybody else, and don't whine to me when you get killed. Okay. So what's he really saying here? Ease your brother back into good behavior and keep watch on yourself so that you don't become tempted to do something wrong. But bear one another's burdens. Come together and take care of each other. And let each one of you test his own work. Don't think you're something when you're nothing. But test your own work and see if you have reason to boast. And some of you will and some of you won't, and that's okay. Each will bear his own load. So that sounds a little like what we're accustomed to with the American doctrine of freedom, but it's not really to be interpreted quite that way. We want to think of it as we each bear our own load, but we bear one another's burdens as well. So somebody's out there helping us, wanting to be with us and share that load. And that's difficult for us, frankly, to do, because we'd rather be independent. I don't need any help. I broke my leg and my arm and my pelvis, but I'll be okay. Leave me alone. That's nonsense. Let people help you. But ultimately, we have to bear our own load, which is to say, We have to determine whether what we're doing is right or not, and whether what we're doing fits the mold, maybe, of what the church is about, and whether what we're doing is pointing us toward God and God's will, or pointing us in a different direction. That's the real key. Is what you're doing consonant with the Spirit's leading and the will of God? That ought to terrify us all, but those are the questions. Tomorrow we'll get into some of the rest of this chapter, and we'll probably wind it up the next day. And after that, I think we're going to look at 1 Thessalonians, but I'm not completely convinced yet. So I'll let you know before we start that book, which book is next. For the meantime, have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.